Duncan Edwards was the greatest player that I've ever seen. The greatest player that I've ever played with, one that I would have hated to have played against. I love talking about him because there's really not a great record of what he did because he only played 4 years. You know, people talk about him as an all-time great. You know, he only really played for 3 or 4 years.
When Duncan played against them Brazilians, they'd be tackling 5 of them around him, and he's got the ball on.
Music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is run? Turn our golden faces into the sun.
The big Duncan would go out and say, right, come on lads, you ain't come here for nothing.
He would have been the greatest player ever, make no mistake about that at all. Pelé and people like that, Cruyff and Beckenbauer and George Best, fantastic players. But I think Duncan would have surpassed them all.
At half-time it was 0-0 and things weren't going well, and he was giving us Gina's up Murphy. Just before we went out, I said, and by the way, whenever you get the ball this half, look for Duncan, he said.
I think if you made a mould of a footballer, the perfect footballer that you wanted to put out on the football pitch, it would have been him. So I would have played him alongside Bobby Moore. And if you'd have had those two playing together as central defenders, I don't think England would have ever conceded a goal.
Sounds a little morbid, but when you looked at the list of who'd survived and who hadn't, the fact that Duncan Edwards was a survivor would have delighted the youth of the nation. I mean, he was the Beckham of his age.
He was struggling really, you know, he was struggling